Mid to late August jungle tour, I guess you could call it. The pollinator garden is looking a little wild. But I've got some zinnias coming up finally. Lots of little bitty ones. I think I had some dwarf. They're cute, but they're little. Next year, going back to the big ones. Somehow I will try to weed this. I don't know how. I do have some bulbs in here, so I don't know if I can weed it this fall at all. Or just wait till the spring. Probably wait till the spring. I have got a wicked case of hollyhock rust, so I should get out some fungicide probably and deal with that. Always something. My bachelor buttons kind of dried up to nothing. I don't know if that's usual for them to completely dry up before fall, but they did. These hollyhocks kind of tipped over. Ooh, what are you, little dude? See that? Is that a stink bug? Ick. I might dig up these goldenrod. I don't know. They get really big. I would rather have more butterfly weed and other things like that than the goldenrod, but I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. My cosmos are starting to come up. The bright lights have flowered, and then this guy, I don't know what color that one is, but it should be soon. These were nice, even when they're kind of dried up. They don't look too bad, but that is the pollinator situation. Fall, so my fall planting, I put in some lettuce in here, which hasn't come up yet, so I'm a little concerned, but that's not going to. I've got another round of snap peas in there. Just about got all of the beans. I got to get a few more. These are pinto beans. I got to wait until they dry out. Get some. Then I'll probably just chop these and mix it in a little. And another round of snap peas over here in the back. And then I did some radishes, French breakfast. I did have a couple celeries survive, but they're probably not going to make it because there isn't that much time left. My chives are starting to flower again. This was my second planting of zinnias, the big ones. I had an empty space. I decided to throw them in there, see what happens. See if they get big enough. This, I'm going to have to keep track of which ones of these nasturtium actually get like big and kind of viney, but that one definitely is. And this amaranth is kind of fun, but it was a poor choice of a place to put it. Volunteer tomatoes, they all kind of got tipped over, which is fine with me because then they're not shading the other stuff. Volunteer pumpkins, so these did turn out to be like teeny tiny little, decorative gourd kind of things. Ooh, look at those carrots. Some good ones. I'll have to pick those this week. But yeah, this thing, I'm pretty sure this is one, possibly two, but I think it was just one plant that is just taken over the whole walkway. Another couple volunteer tomatoes. This one has tipped, which is making it very difficult to see if anything is ripe yet. There's some tomatoes in there. I think these are coppias, probably from the previous year. Strawberries are doing pretty good, so hopefully I can keep them to come back next year. So my luffa, I'm really excited about that actually, because I planted them late because the first ones that I transferred out, I did too soon and they froze. But I think I've got two or three. I think there were three that I planted. Two did well. One kind of probably got smothered, but it's hard to tell because that one coming across here is a pumpkin, but they are doing pretty good as far as, growing, vining all the way up and over like they do. Here's one luffa. That's probably all I'm going to get. And if I even get this one to get fully ripe, will be a challenge. But hey, I do think next year I'm going to do luffa out on the big trellis because these suckers take over and need lots of space and look gorgeous and vine really well. Way better, I think, than some of my other things out there. So you can see nasturtium kind of peeking through here. There's a bean in there somewhere. And then there's some sweet peas. And then here's can I get in here? Try and get in here without, oh my gosh, okay. I do have celery that is, as long as I can get some of this stuff out of there. Ooh, look at all those guys down there. Celery that I might actually get out of there. Cucumbers didn't vine as good as I hoped they would, but that's all right. There, got 2 varieties in there. Try and get out of here. Yeah, so what is going on here? One weird little cucumber. So I'm excited for even just to have something over. But I didn't get anything over here because the sweet peas just don't, not sweet peas, the snap peas, they go up, they don't go over. So I think what I need to do next year is have cucumbers on this side and something up and over that way. And then the middle, maybe the middle 2, I can do peas. So, yeah. Zucchini going wild. I was actually gone this weekend for 2 days. So, of course, I've got monster zucchinis that I need to pick. I didn't intend on having quite so large, but we'll bring them to the farmer's market. My watermelons are doing pretty good. I got a bunch of these moon and stars. We're still waiting. These are big guys. I do have some more blacktail mountains over there somewhere. But these moon and stars really took over more than the blacktail mountain. But they're a longer growing season, so. And these, I swear to God, they were completely not ripe. They were green on Friday when I left. And now there's tons of them. I gotta pick them all before the bugs get to them, or at least the ones that come off easy. This is the reason, one of the main reasons why I wanted to have the ground cover, because I can't find these things and then they get really soft and gross. Ooh, I think this one might be a little too far gone. It's starting to, yeah, they fall right off, but bugs, ick. But we'll get these picked and put inside someplace cool. They should be good for the market this weekend. There's probably 30, 40, 50 of them in here. Out of 3 or 4 plants, I think. And I don't know, I'll probably leave the vines. I don't know if there's any reason to clean them up right away. I don't know that they'll get another round, but Brussels sprouts, looking sad. And this is not from cabbage moss. This is from cucumbers. Not cucumbers, good Lord. Grasshoppers, that's the word, grasshoppers. It's Monday, can you tell? This one might get a few Brussels sprouts on it, but the other 3 are kind of looking sad. And then I had planted beans to try to take up some space, but a lot of those got eaten also by the grasshoppers. Tomatoes, the brandywines are doing pretty good. I've had a couple blush and turn red. Looks like another volunteer copia there. And this one, oh, I can't wait till this one's, look at this sucker. You can't tell, it's huge. It's bigger than my hand. We'll have to weigh that one. And then the other side, I've got San Marzanos, which are doing pretty good. Some are really little, some are bigger. And actually, the ones on this side are little. And then the one over here is big. So I don't know if there's some deficiency on this end that I'll have to take care of. Looks like I've got some blossom end rot in there too. And under here somewhere, let's see, can we find it? It is my peppers, but they got so shaded out. That was the one I overwintered. That's one I planted. But this volunteer marigold just kind of took over everything. On the other side, I don't know if I can get over there. Through the maze here is some other peppers. I planted this guy here, but the grasshoppers have eaten them. They're getting really shaded. This one does have a couple growing on it, but also being eaten. So, you know, there's some. We'll see. Potatoes did pretty decent. I have one row left that I haven't picked yet, which I should do, but you know, who's got time, right? Try to get out of all these hollyhocks. What do we got? But yeah, San Marzanos. And I did not prune. I did no pruning this year other than a little bit on the bottom, which I obviously did not keep up with. I did not prune off leaders. I just, suckers, nothing. They're just wild. Jungle tomatoes this year. And my row of sunflowers. These ones, I thought these were Russian mammoths, but they're such little bitty sunflowers, so they're just a tall but tiny flower variety. Another cone flower, or getting it all wrong, straw flower. Teddy bear. Another tall. Some light ones, and this one was my favorite, but it got very droopy, and now the bugs are starting. Get them off of there. And a weird gap for no reason. More sunflowers. More grasshoppers. Volunteer sunflower. Trying to get back over the fence here. And the popcorn. So I did just glass gem. And it's doing pretty good. Like, I got some decent ears on there. As long as they got pollinated before the grasshoppers ate all the silks off. But I love picking these in the fall because each one is different, so it's kind of an adventure picking through them all. Raspberries that we planted this year didn't do super great, but they're, they got more leaves and stuff, and this is the golden berry, and that raspberry looks really sad down there, so hopefully next year those will come back better. Weeds. So yeah, that's the main garden. And then when it was gone, my husband started digging up this area for the patio. Brought over the blocks we've got. I have no idea how these are supposed to sort of interlock, or not interlock, but like lay out. So we'll see how that goes. But that'll be out front here, and then I can move my little table out. And the pumpkin patch. So I think I'll do another update just on the pumpkin patch stuff. But yeah, that's where things are in late August. We got about 1.5 inches of rain last week, which is pretty much all we've gotten all summer. I do water, so that's why stuff is pretty green, but 1.5 inches really helps. Like you can tell, obviously the grass is green and I don't water that, so I'm very tempted. It's fall. I'm always really tempted this time of year where it's like not quite fall, but it's fall, to just give up on everything. Let everything sort of die. Let the bugs take over. I'm trying my best not to do that. I have to keep telling myself that even if the plant is done for and I'm not going to harvest off of it, letting the bugs take over is not going to help me, because then that just makes more bugs for next year. So keep reminding myself that. Can't just let the bugs have it. So what I will do for some of these where the bugs have taken over too much, like the pumpkins, things like that, is all that's going to get burnt. I don't want to further the population of pests in the garden, but for the most part, things are doing okay. I hate to like start talking about it because then they're going to show up. Cucumber beetles haven't really done much this year. Grasshoppers, there's nothing you can do about them, so I don't know. They're there. They like dry years, so that's why they've been around the past couple of years. I've got a lot of other bugs, but they're not like pests, I guess. They're just bugs. Soldier beetles and some tussock moths for the milkweed. I mean, they stick to the milkweed, so. But the squash vine borer is still not as big of a problem, but still a problem, so those are definitely going to get burnt. But stuff's going. I tried to do a little fall growing, so keep the momentum. Eventually, we'll try to figure out if we get the greenhouse finished with more shelves. I don't know if I'll try and start putting some things in pots to kind of keep them going longer into the fall. Probably maybe those little peppers, some herbs like my rosemary and thyme I might try and put in pots. Maybe the oregano, just to see if I can keep those going a little longer. But yeah, that's the jungle, the fall jungle. Pre-fall, I guess. So hope yours is going well.